Welcome to another Little Nightmare story narration by leftstickrightstick. Chapter 2, The Lair. After passing through the large door, Six entered a vast, dark stairwell-like place. The gnomes that was Six were nowhere to be seen. She rushed up the stairs in an attempt to find them. As Six reached the top of the stairs, a doorway shone brightly. The surroundings looked like an office. Whose office was this? Six started to investigate, but a gnome scuttled out and ran towards the darkness, seemingly into the tall wardrobe. Six tried to follow, but she could not figure out where the gnome had gone. She took out a lighter to help her see, but it was to no avail. The gnome had eluded Six. She was confused. How did the gnome just disappear? She tried her best to scramble around in feeble attempts to find a hole where the gnome had scuttled through. Six wandered around, trying to find any sign to follow the gnome. Even going through the filing cabinets, trying to climb up them. But there was no use. There was nothing around that could help Six find the gnome. Six was getting frustrated. As she ventured alone, the gnomes were a nice company on her journey. They made Six feel much better, less alone and scared of this dark place. Nothing could be found. Six gave up and decided to carry on up the stairwell. She only had the lighter to provide her with warmth and light in this dark place. As she walked up, she wondered, what was the gnome doing? Were they warm? Did they have light? This vast stairwell that she was in, what was it used for? Why was it so large? Much larger than the room she had been in. What was the purpose of it? Atop the stairs was another doorway which seemed to be locked, but luckily for Six, there was an open window. What was this room that she'd just gone into? As before, Six could not hold herself back. Another gnome scuttled past Six's view. She chased it into a small hidden hatch in the wall. She quickly closed the hatch behind her in case anyone came, but as she did so, the gnome had eluded her once again. It was nowhere to be seen. She started to investigate this room. What was this hidden hatch? What was in here? As she walked along, she saw it was only just full of storage boxes and an empty vase. A padlocked door blocked the way. There must be a key. But the key was clearly not in this room. So Six decided to go back into the larger room, the lit room, to see if the key was hidden there. As Six opened the door, creaked loudly. She hoped no one could hear. As she got back out, she saw that the suitcase was just like the one that Six woke up in. Could this room's owner have been the one that dumped Six down in the tunnels where she woke up? Many thoughts and questions flashed through Six's head as she continued to explore the area. Luckily, she could climb up a tall shelf cabinet to get a higher view to see around the room. But at the top, she saw there were more suitcases stored here. Maybe there were many more like Six, trapped here, hidden in these suitcases. She noticed a key on top of the table. This must be it, she thought. She climbed down, and then trying to figure out where to go to reach the key. She remembered the switch by the hatch that she passed earlier. She would have to use the suitcase as a foothold to flip the switch. As she did so, Beth flung down. Great, this would help Six climb higher above the table and reach the other cabinets. But as she climbed up, Photos of gnomes were framed on the walls, and the photos of what looked like the janitor earlier. More questions set in Six's mind. How were the gnomes and the janitor related? Could this be the janitor's room? Did the janitor throw her into the depths of the tunnels? Six continued to explore, but found nothing further. So she took the key and threw it to the floor to help her get down, and she walked towards the door to unlock it. So many more questions flooded Six's mind after seeing these pictures. How come there were gnomes on the photo on the walls? What were they doing there? Are gnomes evil as well? As she went through to the next door, what awaited Six in the next room seemed to be an elevator, but being too short and nothing around that she could use as a foothold, she picked up the toy on the floor and threw it towards the elevator switch. There was nowhere to hide here as the elevator came up. Six was nervous, waiting as the elevator came up. What if there was someone inside? There was nothing she could do. Luckily, no one was inside. But just to be cautious, Six hid in one of the boxes inside the elevator. Although the elevator did not go, she'd have to flip the switch again and throw this noisy toy once again. Hopefully no one would hear it clamour and clap. She hid back into the box. She was trying to find more answers, but as she continued on her way, more questions filled her mind. Would she remember anything? All this thinking was starting to take its toll on Six as she had exited the elevator. What would await her now on this new level? She did not know, but she walked out into a dark passageway filled with rats. Stumbling on, hunger started to set in. She slowly stumbled in through the darkness, barely having any energy to even light her lighter. Stumbled across slowly, bit by bit. All this thinking is taking its toll. All the questions that flowed through Six's mind. But wait a second, Six could smell food. Where did it come from? As she stumbled on, she kept smelling the food. Which way did it come from? Walking on, stumbling onwards, all she had in her mind was food. She must have it. The hunger set in, blindly walking along, not noticing that the meat was inside the cage. Only thoughts of hunger and food filled Six's mind. Eating away. She was caught! To find out what happens next to Six, please subscribe to Left Stick or Right Stick for more Little Nightmares narration. And if you like this story narration, please click that like button below.